Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Michael Voris. The Pope and condoms. The Vatican is trying to clarify some comments from the Pope about the use of condoms. The statements were made by the Holy Father in a soon-to-be-released book called Light of the World, in which Pope Benedict discusses AIDS and condom use among many topics. The Vatican is explaining that the Church's teaching on the use of contraceptives has not changed one bit, and since the Pope was using the example of condom use among HIV-positive male prostitutes, the Vatican is also explaining that Church teaching with regard to homosexuality has not changed either. Pope appoints 24 new cardinals. The new appointments will boost the number of Italian cardinals to 25, giving them huge clout when it comes to electing a new pontiff on the death of Benedict XVI. The so-called Italianization of the Catholic Church's hierarchy is fueling speculation that after Benedict, a German, and his Polish predecessor, John Paul, the leadership of the world's 1 billion Catholics could swing back to Italy. The last Italian pope was John Paul I, who was elected in August of 1978 but died just 33 days later. The new members bring the College of Cardinals to 203, 121 of whom are under age 80 and thus eligible to vote in a conclave, the process by which a new pope is elected in the secrecy of the Vatican's Sistine Chapel. New crisis for the Church in China. The recent illicit ordination of a Chinese bishop unapproved by the Vatican will severely damage Chinese relations with the Holy See and cause new strains among the faithful in China. Chinese officials reportedly exerted heavy pressure on other Catholic bishops to attend the ordination. The Vatican condemned these coercive measures, which included the abduction of at least 3 bishops as serious violations of freedom in religion and conscience, end quote. Strains between Beijing and Rome have eased in the past few years as new Chinese bishops were ordained only after having quietly obtained Vatican approval. The break from that tacit agreement will aggravate divisions between the official church, recognized by the government, and the underground Catholics loyal to the Holy See. Stay with us, back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
CatholicUnderground.com, the podcast about our Catholic faith and new media.
Nuns chastise bishops. A dissident group of Catholic nuns has released a statement criticizing the USCCB for reaffirming the definition of marriage as between a man and a woman while failing to address the problem of homosexual teen suicide. In the statement released Tuesday, the National Coalition of American Nuns said that the bishops have acted like, in their words, blinded Pharisees in reaffirming the Church's teaching on marriage while having, quote, failed to make a single statement regarding these tragic preventable deaths, end quote. The statement refers to a string of homosexual teen suicides that occurred in early October. One of these suicides, a young fellow in New York, jumped off a bridge into the Hudson River after fellow students broadcasted a homosexual encounter with him and another student on the internet. Those 2 students have been charged with invasion of privacy. What the nuns did not say in their statement is that they, the nuns, support abortion, reflecting the idea that they are willing to extend charity to groups that can be used to advance a political cause, but simply deprive other groups, such as the unborn, of that same charity. And lastly, warning to homosexual youth. It gets worse. The pro-gay media campaign, It Gets Better, is compiling a video archive to share stories of homosexuals overcoming bullying and finding happiness. Their website states, quote, closed-minded school administrators and parents may not let LGBT adults talk directly to their children about their futures, but we don't have to get permission to tell kids that life gets better, end quote. Their campaign is drawing a lot of eyes on the internet. For this reason, pro-family groups are saying that parents and school officials who want to convey timeless values such as commitment, sexual responsibility, and physical and psychological well-being are wise to form a shield between kids and the LGBT lobby. That lobby is telling kids that if only the American public would embrace homosexuality as normal, natural, and healthy, children would feel free to come out of the closet and be comfortable with their same-sex attractions without fear of condemnation from their families, friends, and, dare we say, religion. I'm Michael Voris. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure and check out the Vortex today, where we talk about the Pope and the media. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tell your friends about us. And as always, God bless you.